It's time to jump into the Wayback Machine and go back to the 80s. I am your host, Golden J, and with me, as always, Frankie Vegas.
Hey, why can't this be love?
Well, I mean, it's all about what's on the inside.
Yeah,
But
hey, best of both worlds.
You can't have the best of both worlds. Oh, we're here to take you back to the greatest decade ever as we continue our Van Halen series.
Yeah.
You've got the solo albums for both Hager and Roth that fall in between 1984 and the album we're talking about today, 5150. And man, a lot of stuff goes on outside of Van Halen. I mean, we've talked about Eddie doing work for Michael Jackson and random other things that he just did guitar work for and didn't get credited for any of it. And it's interesting, but I still say that if you're going to check into something, check into Sammy's audio book. His book, you can get it on Audible or wherever. It's called Red. And I believe that it's...
So you read Red?
I listened to Red.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that Sammy himself is the narrator for that.
Okay.
Is that right?
Probably.
No, he was not.
No?
He was not. But the guy who voiced it sounds just like him. And it gets confusing. I listened to that, and I also listened to Brian Johnson's audiobook, which he actually narrated. It's a little rough in spots, but I'll tell you what, it's called the Lives of Brian. And if you ever get a chance, it starts off a little slow, depending on how much you love listening to how they grew up. It started off a little rough, getting into it, but once you got into his Geordie days when he was in the band Geordie, and Geordie 2, and stuff like that, and how he got into AC/DC, and it starts to get really super interesting, and he really tells you a little bit. The preface to this is him talking about his ears going bad, and the surgery to the point where he's only had 50% in one ear, was 100% deaf in the other ear, and how the miraculous surgery that somebody came up with that brought him back. And it's once you get into it, once you get into the depth of the book itself, it's really, really interesting. So
cool.
So one of the things and I'll tell you this because it makes me chuckle every time I even think about it. One of the things that Dave Grohl talks about in his Storytellers book, and I tried to talk the rocker chick into this the other night. Wink, wink. Dave actually ran across a very interesting combination of Kentucky Fried Chicken and champagne. And he says it's one of the best things you'll ever have in your entire life. They're not supposed to work together, but they work.
Huh.
So get a bucket of chicken and a bottle of champagne, and it works. He said it's one of the most delicious things you'll ever.
They just drinking champagne and eating chicken.
Eating chicken, yeah. I don't know how much you like champagne. Are you a champagne guy?
It's okay. I mean, it's not. I like a good mimosa,
Oh, man, give me a good mimosa any day. That fucking hammer those sumbitches down like nobody's business. I'll be drunk before you know it. But this has always stuck with me, and it's always something I've thought about giving a whirl. And we were at KFC the other night. It's like, let's go get a bottle of champagne and try this. And she's like, that just sounds disgusting. I'm like, it's supposed to be good. But it stuck with me, this whole KFC thing with Dave Grohl. Mm-hmm. And in Brian Johnson's book, in the early days of Geordie, they were traveling down one of the A7 or whatever it was, one of the big roads. It was so foggy they couldn't fucking see. They got off topic, and they got lost, and they ended up stopping somewhere, and right in front of the first KFC over there. And it's like, well, at that time we didn't give two shits about fucking carbs and gluten and all that stuff because we were young, dumb, and just full of it. So we went in and got a bucket, and we got out to the fucking van, and the next thing you know, there was 2 or 3 more buckets inside the van because they just mowed it down how delicious it was. Yeah. I just think it's a twist that KFC is, such a big part of, 2 rock stars' lives that I just thought that was really, really cool. Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken. When's the last time you had KFC?
Last time I had KFC, it's probably a few weeks ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love me some KFC. I like the mashed potato bowls.
Yeah, dude.
Those are nice.
Well, when we and Bobby were first dating and had no money, we would swing into KFC and just get a large mashed potato and a large gravy, and that was supper. Many, many, many nights. Those were some. Mm-hmm. I don't think the potatoes hold up today like they used to back then.
I don't really see a difference in them, but
you don't see a difference? Do you like instant potatoes over peeled and mashed?
Oh, I'd rather have,
You want the real?
I'd rather have the real.
See, I would rather have the instant. I'll take instant any day, and everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy for that. But I'll take instant potatoes.
I'm a stovetop. I'd rather have stovetop over potato.
Oh, I love me some stovetop, but I could have both of them and still be happy. Instant potatoes and stovetop, I could that could be supper right there.
There you go.
That might be supper tonight.
Okay. Go get you some KFC. Do some chicken and dickin'.
Well, ain't be no dickin', but we can see about the chicken. They have the mac and cheese. Everybody raves about it. I don't care for that.
I'm not a mac and cheese guy. So.
Their coleslaw, though. Watch out.
Yeah, my wife loves that shit.
Yeah, it's because she's a brilliant woman.
Yeah. That she is.
But yeah, little KFC, little chicken, get you going. Try it with champagne, everybody. See if Dave Grohl's right. And let me know. thegoldenimage80s@gmail.com. Did you like it? Let me know.
Yeah, really. I'd like to know myself.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll try it out.
There you go.
I'm brave. I like to try new things from time to time. Most of the time I'm doing it solo.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You do you, man.
I am doing me, Frankie. Come on. This is me.
There you go.
This is me. Anything else exciting going on?
Not for me right now. I mean, I'm a pretty boring person,
Man, we got to get you a life.
I need a life. Like to go to some concerts or something. Love me some concerts.
It's been a while since I've been to a good concert.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk him into going to one.
It's true. He is. He's trying to talk me into it.
And we can do a whole show.
The tickets are a little, they're a little salty. But then again, I still want to pay $18 for fucking AC/DC back in
I mean
1988.
Yeah.
I miss those ticket prices.
Yeah.
We'll see. We're gonna work some things out and see if we're gonna be able to go and maybe check out a couple of great 80s influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, scam likely on my phone.
I
got a million of those every day.
I told you, quit downloading Pornhub.
I know. I gotta stop. I just can't stop. Just keeps. Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah. All right, Frankie. How about a word from Perfectly Picked Games?
Yes, please.
If you live for deals, you'll love Perfectly Picked Games. We run live auctions twice a week on the Whatnot app. Tuesdays for board games, Fridays for toys, both at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Each show is packed with great picks, awesome prizes, and surprise finds. Whether you're a collector or you just love a good deal, this is your new favorite place to shop. Use code Golden Mojo and save 10% on your first purchase.
All right, Frankie, that was Perfectly Picked Games. Check them out on the Whatnot app and, of course, at perfectlypickedgames.com.
Yes.
All right. As we continue on through this Van Halen series, we're going to talk about the 7th studio album, which was released on March 21st, 1986 by Warner Brothers Records, and was the first of 4 albums to be recorded with Sammy Hagar. That's right. Which I think was interesting. We talked in between recordings that VOA was the 7th album from Sammy's solo career, or just the 7th album for Sammy, and then this being the 7th album for Van Halen.
Now, with Hagar, with Montrose, was it a band all of its own, or was it just Sammy Hagar and that was his backup band?
No. Montrose was actually Ronnie Montrose's band.
Okay.
And Sammy fronted that band.
Okay.
And so, legitimately, once again, if you go back and read the book or listen to the book, you'll talk about how Montrose came and went.
Okay.
And how basically it's very interesting because Ronnie Montrose asked Sammy one night where he's seen the band going, what they could do to, and Sammy is all glitter and lace. Sorry, he likes through his early years, and if you go back and find pictures, which I did not, he's all dudded up in red velvet and sparkly jackets, and he was very very much a showman. He was very much the David Bowie of the rock scene, so to speak. And I know Bowie was, a whole different genre or whatever, but he was. That's what he kind of aimed for, and he put it all out to Ronnie one night. They were apparently sharing a hotel room, in the later Montrose years, and he put it all out there. He told Ronnie what we should do, and and apparently Ronnie just thought he was off his fucking nut, and that was kind of the end of. He kind of put him out of all the band meetings and the decisions and stuff like that. He just kind of shut him out, which is the interesting part is that that's what happened in Van Halen too. Okay. Is that Eddie and Alex started to basically shut Sammy out of all the decisions. They were signing contracts and stuff without Sammy, not without his knowledge of what they were doing exactly. So that, it's just interesting how both those bands kind of shut the door on him even before he was officially not part of the band, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Montrose was Ronnie Montrose's band, and Ronnie was the leader and made all the decisions, and Sammy just spun it. Okay. Now they had a couple really big songs. Do you remember what they were?
Not off the top of my head.
That's just, I know he talked about them. Once again, though, Ted Templeman was part of that whole deal, too. He worked with Montrose. I'm just kind of looking through. That one doesn't even have Sammy on it. Sammy was with them from 73 to 75. If that helps at all. But I just want to know what... there's Bad Motor Scooter, I think, Bad Motor Scooter. And I Got Fire, which was released in Japan in 75. But Bad Motor Scooter was probably one of their biggest songs they ever had.
Okay.
You know how that goes. Get on your bad motor scooter and ride.
Yeah. I remember that.
But there's a few Montrose songs, I guarantee that if you heard them, you'd be like, oh, fuck, I know that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Eddie calls up Sammy, and after David left, and they get together, and apparently that first night of getting together and writing was just fucking magical. And, 3 or 4 of the songs from this 5150 were written in that very first night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird, because very few bands have successfully went from one lead singer to another and still had it big. And, Van Halen, AC/DC, Genesis, they're like very few bands have
Black
done
Sabbath.
it. Black Sabbath.
Yep.
But I still don't think they were as good with Ronnie James Dio. I know a lot of people disagree with me.
They're about to sacrifice you on my front lawn.
Yeah, but, that's just my opinion.
Right.
But, you look at, like, the band, like, the hair band that we listened to, the Warrants, the Skid Row, they just weren't the same.
No.
When they lost their front man. But, some bands, just a few of them, kind of did and just stayed just as big, if not bigger,
right. Oh, I mean, AC/DC was huge with Bon Scott, but once Brian Johnson took over, Back in Black was their biggest album ever.
Yeah.
And people embraced Brian Johnson and made it work. And the same thing with Sammy Hagar. There was not a lot of hate towards Sammy when he took over because the music was I don't know. It was better? ? Do you think it was better?
Oh man, I don't. For what it was, yeah. I mean, I probably enjoyed it more than I did the other stuff from Van Halen. I mean, 1984 was great, but
right.
The other David Lee Roth stuff with Van Halen, some of it was good, some of it I could just
do without,
take it or leave it.
Some of it was just weird.
Yeah.
So after listening to the book and with us starting this, and especially starting off with those with Fair Warning and Diver Down and Women and Children First, and it was like, oh man, I can't wait to get to 5150. And I listened to 5150 and I was like, yeah. I mean, there are some big fucking hits on this album.
Yeah.
And they're really good songs.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was like,
It was different. It wasn't, and that's why a lot of people call it Van Hagar.
Right. Well,
and I think they were actually, Warner Brothers tried to get them to change their name.
Yeah.
And the Van Halen boys were like, no.
Actually, it was a group decision. I mean, even Sammy in his book says, no, it was not. And even to this day, he's like, I'm glad we did not do that.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, you're right. Record companies and their management were all trying to talk him into changing over to Van Hagar.
Yeah.
And Sammy was like, I don't think that's really right. This is Van Halen. I'm joining Van Halen.
Yeah.
I'm not coming in to take over Van Halen. And so they all voted against it. Of course, Eddie's going to vote against it. I mean, this is Eddie's band.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But
yeah, I mean, and I think, with the Van Hagar years, it was a lot more hits.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot more radio, on the radio, so yeah, so I guess arguably you could say they were more successful on that aspect.
Absolutely. And you can go back and look at the tour numbers and the number one hits and all that stuff. And yes, they were a bigger band than they would ever been. And they were making more money than they'd ever been. Mm-hmm. And they'd also were making money because Sammy and his management his manager pretty much took over Van Halen. That was who they ultimately decided on. And I can't think of his name, but he ended up passing away from cancer, I believe, late in Sammy's run with Van Halen. But they did things that made more sense, if you understand that. Stuff that monetarily got them more money than what they were pissing away in the early years.
Yeah.
So, and that's because you have people that come in and are like, hey, if we do this, then we're going to save money here. And this is another prime example that we talked about early on about Sammy, instead of paying so this company to fly jets, he bought a jet and rented it back to Van Halen at half the price of what they were spending on the other company.
Yeah.
He was still making money, but Van Halen was saving money.
Yep.
As a whole. And that's part of that whole thing we talked about in VOA, where he wasn't afraid to jump in and take a shot on something like that, spend a little money, see what works out. And if it fails, it fails. You move on to the next thing. So,
Yep.
And I think that was kind of the aspect he thought of when he joined Van Halen too. It was like, well, we'll give it a shot, see what happens.
Yep.
And then you get these songs that come out and are just #1 hits.
Yeah.
And I think it worked.
And it worked out. One of the other things I was reading that really worked out good for Eddie is that Sammy was already an accomplished guitarist.
Yep.
So he could do more with synth and
Right.
all this other shit and piano, and
And
Sammy could take some of the guitar.
The other thing is too is even if Eddie wasn't playing the piano or the synthesizer, adding a second guitar actually adds depth to the whole entire song. So, not that Sammy played on every song. That's not what I'm saying. But there were times when that second guitar is really needed, and it was available. It wasn't available with Roth. He was too busy doing his sword play and
Absolutely.
If you watched the video for
Excuse me.
it might be Jump. I might be Jump. It might be one of the others. I can't think of. As I was editing 1984, I was watching this video, and there is what we talked about in that episode with him out there in his sword doing his flippies and flippity dippities and his little fucking ribbon twirling and shit like that. I just fucking laugh because we talked about that, but he's just crazy fucker. But anyways, it adds that depth and it adds another aspect of it. And of course, Sammy's not just a rhythm guitar player. He can play some lead. Yeah. He wasn't Eddie Van Halen, and he doesn't claim to be Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, where would you put him as a guitar player? I mean,
I don't know that he would even break the top 100.
Yeah.
Question mark. We had this conversation with Lance on IM chat a few days ago about Steve Vai and Eddie and Randy and Joe Bassamassa. Oh God, I bucked up his name. And all these great guitar legends. Mm-hmm. Some of them you've heard of, some of them you've never heard of. But that would be a tough fucking list to put in there.
Oh yeah. We came to the conclusion that his favorite guitarist was Corey Feldman. Yeah.
Lance loves him some Corey. I think he's got that video on repeat of that major guitar solo that Corey did not too long ago. Oh my God, that dude just needs to stop. In all honesty, I mean, he's not that good. No, vocally,
he thinks he is.
He thinks he's the shit.
But hey, you know what? You do you, Corey.
You go do it somewhere else. Just keep it off my fucking algorithm, would you please? Thank you.
Hey, you ready to get into this album?
I think so.
All right, so let's go. We'll throw this in. Hit the play button. Song 1, Good Enough. Dude, that opening, hello, baby. I mean, that was David Lee Roth. I mean, that was such a David Lee Roth thing that I thought, I wonder if they had this written for him before they did the switch.
Right.
And they just said, Sammy, can you do this? And it's like, yeah, I can do it.
There are certain things on here that have reverted back to, old Van Halen. It's like maybe Roth didn't have that much to do with it. Maybe this was an Eddie Alex type thing, but but that opening I thought was great. I mean, that's just a great way to start the fucking album.
Oh yeah.
And I felt like at that point though, for me, it was like the new sound begins.
Yeah.
Here comes Hager. This is the sound that you're going to get. You're going to get a higher voice that can actually range out. Doesn't feel like he's necessarily being forced to sing at these octaves or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the breakdown in the middle of this I thought was a little odd. The breakdown in the middle of the song. Yeah, I just thought it was a little strange. But the opening, the Hello Baby, is great. The song is just okay all the way through. I don't know that this is the best opening song, but it's good enough.
It was a good opening. Not quite, but it was a good opening song. Not.
You missed my pun on that one. It was good enough.
It was good enough. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Sorry, Frankie. Go ahead.
Definitely good enough. I mean, but yeah, I enjoyed that opening. You know, like the hello, baby.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoyed that. I thought, okay, it's showing, hey, we're a new band now, so to speak. And,
so to speak.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good start.
Good start. All right. Song number 2.
Song number 2. Why Can't This Be Love?
It's got what it takes. So tell me, why can't this be love? Straight from my heart. Oh, tell me, why can't this be love? I tell myself, hey.
Classic opening. This is classic Van Halen opening. I think this is that sound we've talked about in the past. He kind of uses this same synth sound throughout the whole Van Halen catalog.
Yeah.
It's a good synth. I mean, it's a fun synth and it sounds really good. What does that say, Frankie? What does my note say?
I don't know. I can barely read mine.
It says simple background and riff, but it works. It was a great breakdown. There was a great breakdown in the middle of the song, but the stuff that's going on in the background between the background vocals that they're doing, it's simple, but it works so good. And when we're going back to Michael Anthony's, vocal backgrounds, and I love that. I fucking love it.
Yeah. This song, I tried to dedicate this song to a girl at a dance, and I didn't say who it was from, but she knew who it was from, and she just looked at me from across the gym. It's like, you're so fucking stupid.
Until you didn't get a bluey that night?
I did not. Got that same look I get from J-Dub when I make inappropriate comments.
Yeah. My husband's going to kill you.
Yeah. She just kind of rolled her eye like, whatever.
I don't know that I ever did anything with this song. I mean, besides listen to it. It was all over the radio. Do we know where it ended up at by chance?
It went to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on Cashbox Top 100.
There you go. So I mean, it was an extremely popular song. But people love this. I mean, this is a prime example of what the new Van Halen sound is bringing.
Oh yeah,
so.
and these songs that were released got massive play.
They did, yeah.
And
once again, if your management and your record company's behind you and are excited to be a part of it, I do believe that Warner Brothers exec walked in and heard they played it for him live, 2 or 3 songs, and all he said was, I hear money, or I smell money, one of the two. But yeah, they knew this was going to be a big they knew it was going to be a big album.
Oh yeah, and it was.
It was.
Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, I love this song. I love that song. It was a great song. One of my favorites off the album.
But
okay, song number 3, Get Up.
My notes, I got opening question mark, and I'm trying to remember exactly because this is not really a popular song. This wasn't really one that really stood out, but that opening question mark, I have to go back and listen to that opening again now. But the drum line in this song is banging, man. This fucking thing is, I'm
That's
not
my
really.
note. Love the drumming.
There you go. Look at that. See, I'm training his ass over here. But the vocal lines seemed a bit off to me. The melody line to the music just didn't seem to really hit like I thought it should have. But yeah, that fucking drum line, man, that drumming in this one is banging.
Yeah, love the drums. Yeah, that was like my first thing I wrote down. Yeah, love the drums.
Right on.
And then and other than that, it was just an okay song.
Right.
Yeah, but nothing.
Right.
Okay, so song number 4. Dreams.
We'll get
great opening with the synth in this song. I mean, you can't hear this song without knowing what this song is.
Yeah.
By that opening synth line. Once again, we're back to that synth sound that I think just keeps being repeated through Van Halen catalogs, and but this is also that song that every time I hear it, all I can think of is like the Blue Angels playing, because didn't they use this song in one of the Blue Angels videos, or were the Blue Angels in this video? I can't remember.
It may have been. Yeah, that sounds right.
That's all I can think of when I hear this. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to go back when I'm editing this and watch the video.
Yeah.
And see where I was at with that. But
very, very enjoyable song.
Right.
I think it got. I think I read number 22 is where it got on the Billboard.
Right on.
So it hit, and yeah. That's about all I can say. It's an enjoyable song. You know the song when you hear it.
Right.
Okay. So song number 5, last song on side 1, Summer Nights.
Summer nights in my radio. Well, that song you need, baby. Don't you know? We celebrate when the games are here. On a hot summer night, that's my time of the year. Oh, we made it through the cold.
And my radio. Listen, classic fucking opening with this song.
Mm-hmm.
That guitar is actually outstanding. The guitar work in the opening of this. Once again, the background vocals that they put into this, if you're not really paying attention, they'll just fade in behind, but they're fucking perfect. They're put in amazingly. And it's got a great hook because you'll sing along with it. Hot summer nights and my radio. I mean, you just know it.
Yeah. The note I put on here was love-hate relationship with this song.
Yeah.
I loved like the chorus, hot summer. I love that, but the rest of the song I just thought was kind of.
It was kind of hand.
Yeah.
Even that opening guitar.
Well, that was okay, but I mean, the song itself as
Right.
it got into the lyrics, I thought it was kind of boring. But then you hit the chorus, that's great.
Right.
And then,
And then back to the
here's the
verse.
chorus,
The great chorus hook and the solo. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so let's flip it over.
Open the cassette up, flip it around, drop it in, hit play.
All right. Song number 6. Best of Both Worlds.
Frankie?
Yes.
Best pure guitar on this album. Not a ton of effects, but a nice distorted guitar. I thought that it was super catchy. Hooks and choruses, up and down vocals were great. This is my pick for the best song on this album.
Really?
I love this song. I love Michael Anthony's backgrounds. I think that is the harmonies. The best of both worlds. I mean, I just love this fucking song.
Yeah, my notes for this was See Above.
See Above?
Yeah. Love-hate relationship.
You love it and you hate it.
Yeah, I chorus, loved it. Best of both. Love that, but just every other stuff on the one was just,
Really?
Yeah, that's just me.
That's okay. That's why we do this, so you can have an opinion.
Yeah.
We're not taking you out back and beating you just yet. But no, this was my favorite on the album. I mean, there's some great songs on here, don't get me wrong, but there was always something about this song growing up that I just loved, and I think it had a lot to do with Michael Anthony's background harmony vocals. It just really brought it all together.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got for number 7?
Number 7, Love Walks In.
And then your sense of change, nothing feels the same. All your dreams are strange. Love comes walking in, some kind of alien. Waits for the opening, simply pulls a string. Another world.
I mean, it is exactly what you think it's going to be. It's that love song, it's a love song. Once again, I'm going after it again. Bugging Michael Anthony's background vocals and the way that they used them, kind of offset. I loved how they put it all together. It's all synth. This whole thing is synth. There is no Eddie Van Halen guitar in this, I think, except the solo. I think this is probably one of their biggest hits on this album, though. Yeah?
Yeah. Trying to...
Love comes walking in. I mean, they only made it to 22 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 4 on the mainstream rock. So just goes to show you, Golden J doesn't really know where all this stuff lands, but it's still number 4. I'd take a number 4 fucking hit any day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a good song, And that's all I got. Good song.
Good song.
That says it all, I think,
Right.
There just wasn't nothing really bad about the song, nothing to criticize.
Right. No, I mean, all in all, except the fact that there's, unless you get to the guitar solo, there's no guitar in this song. It's all synth.
Yeah.
And, there you go.
All right, you ready for song number 8?
Give me song number 8.
5150.
Always want more. You're never satisfied. It's never one for all with you. It's only one for me. Oh, when I draw the line, meet you halfway. If you don't know what that means.
I thought the opening for this song was really cool. I really liked it, the guitar and stuff. But I think it was just that opening was just too fucking long before the actual vocals come in.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had some great riffs, and I think it's just a good unknown song once you get past that fucking 15-minute opening. I'm kidding. It's not really 15 minutes. It just seemed like that because it hits a lot of repeat and when you finally get to the vocals, because you honestly think, even if you don't know, I mean, if you haven't listened to it in forever, you think that this is going to be an instrumental because they've done so many instrumentals throughout. 1984 was an instrumental.
Yeah.
In all the ones prior, in the prior albums, all those instrumentals, you think that's what this is going to be because it's so long, and you're like, it'll end here in another minute, and then you get Sammy jumping in with some vocals, and you're like, oh shit, this is a fucking song. Hold on. And then it's 5 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah, 5 minutes to 44 seconds. For me, pure boredom. This song bored me to death.
Really?
Yes. That's what I put. Bored
Okay.
me.
Bored. He's bored.
I'm bored. I
Boring.
just did not get into the song at all. And it was just...
You just listen to it to
Yeah,
listen to
that's
it.
definitely my skip song.
All right. Oh, damn. He's got a skip song.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Fair
All
enough.
right. You ready for the last song?
Let's do the last one. Number 9.
Number 9. Inside.
I thought this was an interesting song, but it was kind of all over the place. I thought it was sounds very Van Halen-ish. I mean, in the end, it was a Van Halen song for sure, but it was just kind of bouncing around, and it was like, huh. And once again, it's a 5-minute song, and you guys know how much I love fucking 5-minute songs. I don't write them. I don't usually listen to them that long. You know, it's a short attention span thing, I think, but
Same.
I don't really like 5-minute songs, but or longer, and there's quite a few of them that are a lot longer. But yeah, I just thought it was okay.
Yeah, I put down weird opening. I thought the opening was kind of weird. And and that sounds weird, but I just didn't know what to make of the song. I was like, do I like it or don't I? I don't know. And that's a weird thing to say, but
that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
That's what makes it an interesting song, because you're like, you don't really know how to feel about it. I don't know that there was a big hook to it. It's something that you're going to sing along, but yeah, I don't know. It just is what it is.
'Tis what it is.
A 9-song album. The last couple have been like 9 songs. I wonder if they planned it that way, but yeah, the album itself is about 44 minutes, 43 minutes, something like that. You get through it relatively quick, depending on how much you're into 5-minute songs. At some point, you're like, okay, Summer Nights, I'm done. Skip ahead, Not that I'm skipping the whole song, but, when you start repeating the choruses, 2-3 times at the end, you're like, is there really any reason for that? But all in all, I was excited to get into the Van Hager era of Van Halen, and then when I got into this album, I just was like, it wasn't as good as I'd built it up in my brain. Mm-hmm. And I was a little disappointed in that.
I mean, it was still enjoyable, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely enjoyable. It's a great album. There's some great songs on it, some great riffs, some great piano work and acoustic guitar work and all that shit. But yeah, but I just was like, I was like overstimulated to get to this one, and I was really bummed out. So, the next Van Halen album has some songs on it that I would beat Frankie up if he says he hates them. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. A thing I found interesting, the producer of the album was Mick Jones. He was the guitarist for Foreigner.
Right.
I didn't realize that, and I was like, oh, wow.
He was just one of the producers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Don Landy.
Yeah. Landy is that, I believe Don Landy was the part of the management that was running the show that came over with Hager. Yeah. I believe. And he was very, very smart in that world, and he might have negotiated and manipulated a few things, but
maybe
he got the job done. So,
and then of course Alex and Eddie were both credited producers. So.
Well, yeah, you can't not have that.
No.
I mean, come on, you know better. Boy, they released these songs relatively close, didn't they?
Yeah.
March of 86 was Why Can't This Be Love. May of 86 was Dreams. July of 86 was Love Walks In. And October of 86 was Best of Both Worlds. So they released them all relatively. They didn't sprawl them out, that's for sure. A lot of interesting history with Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, and the way things come in and went out. And when they're out on tour, they're still doing I Can't Drive 55 and There's Only One Way to Rock. Of course, they introduced Sammy coming into Van Halen on one of the last shows he did for one of the big fucking paloozas. I don't remember which one it was, whether it was Farm Aid or something along that line, but Eddie come out and played Rock and Roll with him from Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
And they continued to play Rock and Roll because it just works, and everybody loves it. But yeah, they still did some of the old stuff.
And this album went 6 times platinum in the United States.
What does that mean, Frankie?
6 million
units sold?
Yep.
God, if they only could have lived up to the Guilt 4 album.
Well, yeah. Did it go platinum?
It went 9 times platinum.
It went wood.
It went wet paper, but that's beside the point. Oh, yeah, just saying. Go check it out on all of your favorite streaming platforms.
Absolutely.
Just look up GILT, the number 4. Look for Cinetap Row.
There you go.
Hear old Golden J, hear the rocker chick just singing away.
There you go.
It's a decent album. It's got some good songs on it. I don't know if it'll hold up to 5150 after you're done listening to that, but you can check it out.
It might be a little better. I don't know.
It might be. It might be. You might find a couple songs on there you like.
Oh.
Like song number 4. But you can go check it out for yourself.
There you go.
All right. Frankie, we're going to continue on next round with Sammy's next solo album.
Oh, we are.
Which was negotiated with Geffen Records and David Geffen. They get one Van Halen album, and Geffen got one more Hager solo album before they pretty much blew into Van Halen at full time. So, because Geffen was giving up a lot because Hager was their number one bestseller on Geffen Records at the time.
Yep.
So they negotiated for one more solo album after the 5150, and they got it. So we'll be covering that next episode. Sammy Hagar's Never Said Goodbye.
Never Said Goodbye.
There's a couple good bangers on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to get your opinion on some of these.
We'll go to OU812.
Yep.
Then Skyscraper.
Skyscraper.
And then Fuck.
Wow, he really got into that one.
For unlawful carnal knowledge.
That's right. And yeah, and so
I believe we're going to do that one. Maybe
we are going to do that one because that one is an important album to do. And it hit in 91, but that's what we do when we do series.
That's all right.
That's what we do. All right, guys. Until next week, be safe out there in these stormy, stormy nights.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that those summer nights are coming. So you won't have to stay inside.
Summer lovin' had me a blast. Oh, wrong song.
You can get up from your dreams. It'll be good enough. Just saying. Hasta la vista, baby.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Golden 80s podcast. Check us out at goldenmojoent.com, where you can find out about our great merchandise and a little bit about Frankie and Golden J. Also, at goldenmojoent.com, you can find out about all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment network of podcasts, like
The United States of Paranormal, Indiana Chiefs fans, The Gridiron Kingz, MurdNerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah Podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys wherever you stream your favorite podcast. And if you have a story that you would like us to cover, just let us know at thegoldenimage80s@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen.